Dear students, welcome to the science class of standard 8. In the last class, we started with the chapter force and pressure. Right? We also studied about the what is force. Force is nothing but push or pull. In the same manner, where we can use force. If the force is acting in the same direction, what will happen? If force is acting in the opposite direction, what will happen? When you apply force, what will happen to the object? In the previous classes, we have studied about all those things. Now today we are going to discuss about the types of the force. Right, types of the force. In the last class we studied about the force is responsible for the change in the motion. Force is responsible for the change in the shape of an object. Force is responsible for the changing the direction of the object. Force is responsible for the movement of an object from the rest position. In the same manner, force is responsible for the stopping a moving object from motion to rest. In the previous class, we have discussed with those things with an example. Today, we are going to discuss about the force and types of the force. Now, there are mainly two types of the force. One is contact force, another one is a non-contact force. By the name itself, we can say that contact force and non-contact force. What is contact force and what is non-contact force? Now, take an example. I have to move this table. I have to move this. What? Duster. I think it is visible. Now if I have to move this table, what will I have to do? I am stand here and say that a table move from here. Is it going to move? No. Is it going to move? No. Why? For this table to move, there should be force should be applied. Already we discussed in the previous classes that any object to change this position, that is nothing but change its state of motion, that is either be rest or it be motion. To change its position, what should we have to do? There should be application of force. We should apply a force there by an object. If you have to move this object, I have to apply force on it. Now I am applying force on it. Is it moving? No. What will I have to do? I should come in the contact of that pole. I should come in the contact of that table. When then only it is going to move. Without contact, without touching this table, is it possible to move this table? Is it possible? No. That means we should come in the contact with that table, so that table is going to move from this point to another point. In the same manner, to open the door, I should go there and should touch the, or it should I should come in the contact with that door. Then only the door is going to open when we apply the force. That means to move the table, to move the door, to open the door, there should be contact between the two objects. Those are nothing but the contact force. Contact force is nothing but a force when it comes in the contact of another object, then that force is known as contact force. In the same manner, non-contact force. Non-contact force. Let's take an example. Take an example of magnet. Take an example of magnet. We don't have a magnet here. Let this be the two magnets. What will happen if I take the one magnet closer to the another magnet? If poles are unlike poles are there. If it is north and it will be south. What will happen? They are going to attract to each other. They are going to attract to each other. When we see closely, see there is a gap. That means there is nothing. There is no contact between these two things. But still they are attracting each other. They are attracting each other. They are coming closer to each other. That means without contact there will be force is going to act. That force is nothing but the non-contact force. We can say that force will be non-contact force. Right. Now we can define the contact force and non-contact force. Yes, we can define. We will define and we will give examples for the contact force as well as non-contact force. Now contact force is nothing but the force which is exerted on an object contact with it. You can say that contact force is nothing but a force which is exerted on that object when it is in contact with it. Now take the example to moving the table, to open the door, to kick the ball, to pull a rope, to hold a bucket, to lift a bucket, to lift the books. To lift the books, we should come into contact with that books. In the same manner, what is non-contact force? Can you define? Non-contact force. It will be the opposite of the contact force. It is easy. It will be easy to understand. Contact in the contact with those objects. Non-contact without the contact with those objects. That means the force which is exerted on an object. Object may be anything. It may be metal, it may be non-metal, it will be living organism, it will be non-living organism. Anything should be there. If there is a force exerted on that object, we should know if it is the force when it is exerted on the object. It is on contact or non-contact. By those means we can tell that contact force and non-contact force. The non-contact force is nothing but the force which is exerted on a body or object which is not in contact. Which is not in contact with it. Therefore we can tell that it as non-contact force. Now in the contact force and non-contact force, again we classify those into two main categories. There will be a number of categories, but syllabus में कर रहे हो only two categories in the contact force. In non-contact force we have three. Non-contact force, there will be nuclear forces, there will be electromagnetic forces, but that is not required in this 8th class. You will study about those in the further classes. You have studied these all things. And next, types of the contact force you will see. I hope this is clear. Contact force and non-contact force is clear. Now we are going to see about the types of the forces. Now first force. The first force is nothing but the muscular force. Muscular force. What about we are going to discuss? It is a contact force. Now again take the example of table only. When you have to push or pull the table, we should be in contact. Right? We should be in contact to push the table or to pull the table, to open the door, to kick the ball. When we generally observe, when we focus, we observe what will happen. The movement of this table by application of force is happening because of the movement of our muscles. Right? See there. These muscles making the movement. These muscles making the muscles which are connected to hands. These muscles are connected here to the bones at the joints. Here it is connected. Again here it is also connected with the muscles to the bones. Here also they are connected to the muscles to the bone. Now see here, the movement of these fingers are connected here by the muscles. In the same manner, movement of this hand is connected here by the muscles. Movement of this whole ankle is connected here. Movement of this whole hand is connected here. You can move like this, move like this, move like this. That means this force is going to exert. Now this force, what we are going to do? This force is going to make the table to move. How? By the force which is coming from the muscles are going to exert on the table. Is going to apply on the table. For that the table is going to move. That means the movement of the table is because of the movement of the muscles. The movement of the muscles is nothing but the force exerted by the muscles on the table. For that reason table is moving. In the same manner, while playing the football, what we have to do? We have to kick the ball. How we are going to kick the ball? By legs. But from where the legs is getting the force? We have to bend the legs like this. First we have to bend the legs. When you bend the legs, there will be force exerted on the legs by the muscles. The muscles which are present in our legs, in our thighs, in our feet. Those muscles make a combination of force. Those forces are going to hit the ball hard. For that reason, ball is going to move. How is the ball is going to move? The ball is going to move by the muscular force. The force which is exerted by the muscles which are present inside our body. So that ball starts to move. That means there is application of force. Why? The ball which is present at rest is now start to move. Right? In the same manner, to take the goods, we use cattle, or we use ox, bullocks, like right? We use all those things, or we can use what we call it as donkey. We use donkey. How donkeys and how the cattle or how the bullock cart is going to carry all the goods. They are going to carry all the goods which can take all the goods on their back, and they start to move. When they start to move, they are going to use their muscular force, muscles force. Due to the contraction and relaxations of the muscles, there will be force exerted. By that force, when it is coming in contact with the other object, it is going to exert the force on that object. Now carrying the goods by the bullock cart. Bullock cart is connected to what? It will be connected to the bullock. And bullock is connected to the neck position. When bullock starts to move, its muscle starts to movement. That means the movement of the bullock is because of the muscles. If they start to move, they are going to carry that goods which are present on the bullock cart. Now without contact of the bullock cart with the goods, is it possible that goods are going to move? No. When we connect that bullock cart to the goods, then only the goods are going to move. That means there is a contact comes. In the same manner, we can know that muscular force. I have to lift this duster. You can see this duster. I have to lift this duster. I have the muscles. I have muscular force. Now I have to lift this duster with the muscular force. What should I do? I should hold it. That means I should come into contact with that duster. Then only it is possible to lift the duster from the table. That means muscular force is an example for the contact force. Take any examples. Any examples in day-to-day lives. The muscular force is a contact force. Without contact, muscular force is useless. In the same manner, when you take the example of digestion, right? When you take the example of digestion, in the 7th class we studied about the digestion. What is digestion? Digestion is nothing but the taking of food, which starts from the right hand and which completes from the left hand. It is nothing but digestion, which happens in the alimentary canal. But we know that here a part is there, esophagus. What will it do? It is just do the thing that it is going to pass the food from mouth to the stomach. But when we swallow it, there will be movement here. When you swallow the food, there will be movement. That movement is nothing but the peristaltic movement. We know that we studied in the 7th class. The peristaltic movement is happening because of the contraction and relaxation of the muscles which are present in the esophagus. Now, esophagus, what it is doing? When the food comes into contact with those muscles, it is either contracting or it is relaxing. By this, the food is going from this pipe to the stomach. There is also a contact force is going to happen because of those muscles. Right? We can take a number of examples for those things, for the contact force in case of muscular force. Right? I hope this is clear. Everything is clear about the muscular force. Muscular force is nothing but the contact force. We can take any examples. Opening of the door. I have the force here. Is it door is opening? No. When I go into the contact of the door, when I push it or pull it, then only it is going to open. That is also contact force. Clear? In the same manner, bullock cart holding a bat. Right? We have to change the direction of the ball. We are going to hold the bat. Now hold the bat. There will be a movement of the muscles. Right? It is going to hit the ball. That means when the ball comes in contact with the bat, only it is going to change its direction. That means there is application of force. If there is application of force, that means where does the force is going to come? From bat. From where does the bat is going to get that force? From our muscles. That means muscular force is applicable when the objects are contacting those things. I hope this is clear. Now next we are going to see about the friction. We have to discuss about the definition of the muscular force now. Muscular force. We have to see first definition. I think by this everything is clear and muscular force is also here muscular force is nothing but the force which is exerted by the muscles, which is exerted by the muscles in our body. The force which is exerted by the muscles are known as muscular force, which are present in our body as well as in the animal's body. When we see the running of the cheetah, it is the fastest animal. Not the fastest animal, but it is fastest. When you see the cheetah while running, running very fast. It should be contact in the ground with the ground. When it is to contact with the ground, it starts to run. Is it possible to run without any contact of the ground? No, it should be in the contact. When you run, when you see those things of those cheetah, these all of the muscles. Due to that muscular force, cheetah starts to run very fast. Right? Now those muscular force should become act on. It should be contact with the ground. Right? It should be contact with the ground. Then only it is going to travel very fast. It is going to travel very fast, run very fast. When it is in contact with the ground. In the same manner, to walk we need muscular force. If we walk, we need ground. For that reason, there should be contact between our feet as well as ground. Then only muscular force is going to act. Right? Muscular force is nothing but the force exerted by the muscles. It may be leg muscle or it may be a hand muscle. That should be exerted by the muscle. Next, we are going to see about the friction force. Now, next we are going to discuss about the friction force. The second type of force, second type of contact force. We are going to discuss about the friction force. Now, before discussing about friction force, I am going to take an example so that you easily understand those things. Take a ball, football. Right, again we are going to play the football. In this chapter we are going to play cricket, we are going to play football, we are going to move the table, we are going to open and close the door. These are the only examples we can take for this question. Lot of examples will be there. With these examples only we are going to discuss and we are going to understand the whole force and pressure chapter. Right. Now we are going to discuss about the friction force. Now what will be the friction force? We are again going to play the football. Now, while playing football, I am going to kick the ball. What will happen to the ball? It starts moving. Right, there is a muscular force. When we come in contact with that football, football is going to change its state of the motion. That is nothing but from the rest to the movement. It starts moving. There is no player will be there in the front side of mine. That means I am just going to kick the ball. The football starts to rolling towards this side. Now, is it possible that football is going to continuously roll up to the end point? Continuously, it is going to roll. It is going to move. No, it is not possible. At some point, the football is going to stop. Right? At some point, the football is going to stop. Clear? Before it is at rest position, when I kick it, it starts moving. It starts moving continuously. It is going to move. After some point, there is no one is there in the front side. At some point, the football is going to stop there. Right? The football is going to stop there. Let this be the ground. Let be the player between. This will be football. When I kick it, starts rolling, continuously rolling. And come at this point, and it will be stopped. Now, by the definition, we know that any object can change its position or it can change its state of motion when only there is an application of force. When only there is application of force. Now, we came to know that the football starts moving by the application of force when we kick it. When we are applying the force. But in this way, in this end, at the point this end, there is no player, there is no wall, nothing is there. But still, football is going to stop. Or else we are going to say that when the ball starts moving from here, after some point, the football speed is going to reduce. Here again it is going to reduce. Here again it is going to reduce. Here also it is going to again reduce. when continuously the speed getting reduced at the point some point the speed of the what becomes 0, that is nothing but it is going to get to rest position. It is going to get rest position. By the definition, by the previous class, we know that to stop a ball or to stop an object there should be application of force, or to movement of a object which is at rest position there should be application of force. If there is a change in the speed, if there is a change in the direction, there should be application of force. But how it is going to stop here? How this is stopping? How the speed is getting reduced here? Right, it is getting reduced because of the opposing force which is present on the ground. Here there will be opposing force. If I am keeping the ball, the force will be in this direction. Let this be the F1. Now to stop this ball, it is continuously opposed by a force which is applied by the ground. In this direction, opposite direction, there will be opposing force which is present in this ground to the ball, so that the ball is going to get, the speed of the ball is going to get reduced and ball is going to stop. Right, here is the F2 force which is applied by, it is exerted by the ground. That means the ball is going to stop. When it is going to stop, when the ball is in contact with the ground. Clear? In the same manner, when we take a weight, we will play the weight. Like we will take the stake and we will take the tire of that bicycle, or we will take the tire of the bike. And we are going to remove the tube and we are going to use that tube to play the using stake and the weight. When you start moving the stake, weight in the stake, what will happen? It starts to move due to the muscular force which is contacting the wheel. When you stop here, we will stop the movement of the wheel. We will stop here, wheel starts continuously move. After some time, the wheel is going to stop and it is going to fall down. Why it is going to falling? Why it is going to stop? Why the speed of that wheel is getting reduced? Due to the opposing force. Due to the opposing force which is present on the ground, it is opposing the movement of the wheel. If I move the chalk piece in this direction, it is also going to stop after some time. When you take the example of the cricket ball also, when you hit that ball, after some point before the boundary line, the ball is going to stop. Why? Due to the opposing force. Now, better example than football, then take the example of cricket ball. In cricket, you see there will be a grass ground, lot of grass ground, right? When the batsman plays the ball towards the boundary in slow force, it's just applying slow force, just pushing it, the ball starts to roll down. At the first point, it is going to with the high speed. After some point, when it goes to near to the boundary, the speed is going to reduce. At this point of the boundary, it is going to stop. Why it is stopping? Due to the opposing force which is present in the ground. How it is opposing? When you see the grass ground, there will be lot of grass. There will be lot of grass here. There will be lot of grass. There will be lot of grass, right? It starts, ball starts to roll, the grass is going to like this. The ball starts to roll, grass will be like this. It can like ball is going to roll like this. The grass is going to oppose this. In the same manner, this is going to oppose, this is going to oppose, this is going to oppose. If it is going to oppose, the speed of the ball which is moving with the high speed, due to the opposition in this opposite direction, it is going to, the speed is going to reduce. After the speed is getting reduced, at some point the ball is going to stop due to the grass. In the same manner, the grass is opposing it. In the same manner, on this ball, there will be a lot of opposing force. That opposing force is nothing but the friction force. That opposing force is nothing but the friction force. Friction force is nothing but the contact force. The ball is starting to stop the movement. Why? Due to the contact with the ground. Why? There is opposing force which is present in the ground, which is opposing the movement of that ball or of that object. For that reason, it is a contact force. This opposing force is nothing but the friction force. In the same manner, friction force is very useful for us. In the rainy season, Is it possible to run or walk correctly on a playground? Is it possible? No. Why? It will become slippery. It will become plain. That means there will be no friction. In the same manner, in summer season, it is easy to run and it is easy to walk on the playground. Why? There will be no planary or slippery ground or surface. Why? There is no, there will be high friction, but in case of slippery ground, there will be no friction. In the same manner, tiles, there will be less friction. For that, then we can slip means we can fall down. In the same manner, in the dumper road, we can say that in the highways, there will be high amount of friction. For that high amount of friction, the vehicle starts to move, continuously starts to move. Due to that, if they are in the contact, there will be no slipping. For that reason, the vehicle starts continuously movement. Therefore, we can say that friction is a contact force which is exerted by the ground surface, which is going to oppose the direction of the motion of the object. By this saying, I hope everything is clear about the friction force. Friction force is nothing but the opposing force. The object is moving in this direction, the force is coming in this direction. Friction is nothing but friction is the opposing force to the motion of the object. Right? We can define friction force. Friction force is an opposing force. Friction force is opposing force which is exerted by the surface, to the motion of the object, right? Due to the friction force, a moving ball is going to stop, a moving vehicle is going to stop, right? We can walk properly, we can run properly. It's all because of the friction. I hope everything is clear about the contact force and how friction is a contact force. It is also clear. In the next class, I am going to discuss about the non-contact force. Come to that point, just revise it and understand all those things. The next class we are going to continue. Thank you.